I've come to the conclusion that Rwby and JJK are the same thing in different fonts. Now I bet you're pondering, what is bro talking about? But listen though, you gotta listen. A school that was made specifically for a group of people to be taught how to use their superpowers to go hunt down creatures that are made from negative energy and also drawn to negative energy. There's no way Gege did not watch Rwby and got some type of reference. They both even have a robot with a soul in it. And both of their main villains are old ass people with markings on their body. Then, obviously, there's the obvious things, if you pardon my words, of it being mainly focused on combat and having the same type of theme of kids not being able to be kids and having to deal with grown-up situations that they really shouldn't have to be dealing with, but are forced to because that's just the society that they live in. Now, they have, if one has one, the other one also has it, but not like completely and utterly. Like with this right here, the fall of Beacon. Now, JJK does not have a fall of Beacon in the same type of way, but they do have a somewhat kinda like fall. Now, spoilers obviously, so if you haven't watched JJK or Rwby, I don't even know why you clicked on this video, but click off and watch and then come back. Don't forget to come back. But in JJK, they had the Shibuya incident, which is their giant, crazy, tragic loss of life that kills students and kills teachers and displaces everything. Gojo gets captured. It's the utter tragedy. Just like in Rwby, after the fall of Beacon, all of Team Rwby gets separated. The sorcerers get displaced and they have to deal with the Culling Games. And even in the Culling Games, they still get separated. Choso and Yuki stay with Tengen to protect her, while Yuta goes to his own colony by himself. Yuji and Megami tried to go to the same colony, but end up getting separated because of some rule where you can't enter with each other, and Yuji is teleported away from Megami. And I'm assuming Megami was also teleported, but it could have been one or the other, but I don't know which one. But they were separated by getting teleported away from each other. Maki leaves to go back to the Zenin clan before going into the Culling Games to massacre her entire family like she's Beatrix. Hikari also enters the Culling Games and ends up fighting Kashimo. Don't know where he is, don't know which colony he is. I might be a LARPer or whatever they want to call me. But I don't know where he is, but he's also separated and ends up fighting Kashimo. And that reminds me of Rwby being separated and going with Team John? I don't know what team it's called. But Rwby goes to Team John. Yang goes back to the house to be with Tai after losing her arm. Weiss goes back to the Shin Mansion. And Blake goes to whatever the island is called, I forgot, but it's the island filled with fondness for them to live their life in peace and harmony and love and joy and all that good stuff. But what I solidify as the fall of Jujutsu Tech is when Gojo comes back and kills all of the higher-ups. They deserved it, definitely deserved it, they're absolutely monsters. But that's what I consider the fall of Jujutsu Tech. Gojo killing all of the higher-ups before he fights Sukuna. Now that is not all that reminds me of Rwby when I'm watching JJK, but also the characters in themselves are kind of similar to Rwby characters. So let's look at the main characters, Yuji and Rwby. Rwby and Yuji both are real nice, carefree, joyful characters with colored hair, which I don't know if it's coincidence or not, but both of them wear red and black. Yeah, both of them wear red and black, and both of them have colored hair. Yuji is pink, but pink is just light red. And we have Megami, the dark and gloomy character, who's also from a rich clan. So he's kind of like Weiss and Blake mixed together, but this dark and gloomy character who's from this rich clan, who can also summon monsters and creatures. I guess usually it's mixed with Yang and Rwby because of the fact that he can punch the hardest. He's the hardest hitter and probably one of the most durable characters in JJK. Well, strong will, maybe to take damage and not stop. We have some of the strongest people, both of us like one of the strongest people in the verse, have white hair, as in Gojo and Ozpin, who have had powers that is beyond not beyond comprehension, but it's been passed down. Gojo's literally passed down because the eyes and the infinity being passed from person to person being born into the clan, and Ozpin's figuratively getting passed down, as in Ozpin taking people's body, which reminds me of Sukuna, who takes people's body. You know, it's like, it really feels like Gege. Now I don't know if this is on purpose, could be something that happened. Please don't actually. It feels like Gege watched Rwby and liked Rwby and decided that he was gonna make a similar type show to Rwby, but twist, because some of the characters I can see genuinely are like mixes of Rwby characters, or can be put in that role once you look at them in the grand scheme. Two schools who teach students how to fight monsters. This stuff starts clicking. It's like, these are pretty similar things. Now, I'm not saying they're the same again, but the similarities are quite apparent once you really look at them from a broader viewpoint. Now, with all this being said, something I would like to see. Now, this could be stretching. This could never happen in a million years. Why would you ever even think about this? This is stupid. But I would like to see a Rwby and JJK crossover. And I don't think it's that crazy, considering the fact that JJK has been referenced in Marvel and DC, and Rwby literally has a crossover with DC, which I still don't know how they happened, but they were able to get a crossover with DC. So I don't think it's the craziest of things to say, I wish that they had a crossover with JJK, and depending on how season 10 does, this could possibly be a thing in the future. Now, Gege, I don't know if he still cares about JJK, still cares about writing for it, but there still could be a JJK crossover in the future that I could look forward to, because I think it would be peak, and they even scale to each other. Other than like the people with the crazy, outlandish, busted abilities, they scale to each other for the most part. So I think a Rwby and JJK crossover will be peak as hell, my nigga. Now, this is just dreams. This is just hopes. But I did this video for people who also seen the similarities, my stupidity, seeing the similarities in the two shows, and to see what they think. They think I'm tripping, or I'm cooking in the kitchen, man, not leaving a single crumb. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. Remember, get good with God. God bless you all. And remember, as always, a man's got to have a dream.